We're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1968 Lincoln cent, a coin that most people overlook but could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Stay with us till the very end, because we'll reveal how to identify the exact penny that's making headlines and fetching millions at auctions. Let's get into it. The origins history of the 1968 Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was a revolutionary coin, the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of Lady Liberty. Over the decades, the design has evolved slightly, but the iconic profile of Lincoln has stood the test of time. Fast forward to 1968, a year marked by major historical events, the Vietnam War, civil rights movements, and political shifts in America. But in the world of coin collecting, 1968 is significant for another reason: the production of a very special group of Lincoln cents. The 1968 Lincoln cent was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. While hundreds of millions were minted, a very small number were struck with minting errors or unique features that make them extremely rare. And these are the ones fetching mind-blowing prices today. What makes the 1968 penny so valuable? You might be thinking, it's just a penny. How can it be worth millions? Here's the secret. In the world of coin collecting, rarity, condition, and errors are everything. And the 1968 penny has all 3, in some cases in spectacular fashion. This is the crown jewel of the 1968 penny series. Only a handful of these were ever found. The doubling is visible in the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1968. The doubling is dramatic and crisp, and collectors go absolutely crazy for it at a 1968 penny in pristine mint state condition. Especially graded MS-67 or higher, can be worth thousands. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, especially if they show cameo or deep cameo contrast, are also highly prized. Some 1968 cents were struck off-center with clipped planchets or struck on the wrong metal planchets, like silver or nickel instead of copper. These minting errors are exceedingly rare and can fetch astronomical prices, especially if verified by a professional grading service. From 1 cent to $4.7 million, real-life auction shocker now. Here's the part that'll blow your mind. A collector recently paid a jaw-dropping $4.7 million for a single 1968 Lincoln penny. Why? Because it was a double die obverse, graded in flawless condition, and authenticated by a top-tier grading service like PCGS. It was one of only a few known examples, and the bidding war at auction drove the price into the millions. That's right, 1 penny, a coin many people ignore every day, turned into a life-changing fortune. And here's the best part: it wasn't sitting in a museum or locked away in a vault. It was found in a simple roll of pennies that someone had saved for decades. You could be next. How to identify the $1 million 1968 penny? You don't need a treasure map. You just need a magnifying glass and a bit of patience. Check the mint mark. Look just below the date. If there's an S mint mark, you're on the right track. The 1968 S is where most of the ultra-valuable double dies were found. Examine the lettering. Look closely at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1968. If you see clear doubling, like ghost-like outlines or bold doubling of the letters, you may be holding a fortune. Get it graded. If you think you have a valuable coin, don't clean it or handle it too much. Send it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. Their authentication can mean the difference between $10 and $1 million. Research recent sales. Always check the latest auction results and sales on platforms like Heritage Auctions or eBay. Prices fluctuate, and your coin might be more valuable than ever. Why are people paying so much for this penny? Let's talk psychology and investment. Rare coins are tangible assets. They don't crash like stocks or vanish like digital currencies. They're historical, beautiful, and collectible. Investors and collectors are always hunting for one-of-a-kind treasures, and the 1968 double die fits the bill perfectly. It's historical, it's rare, and it's dramatic in appearance. High-net-worth individuals want to own what no one else has. That's why coins like this can easily command 7-figure prices at auction. Final thoughts: could you be a millionaire? Look around your house. Check your drawers. Open those old jars filled with pennies. Search your change. Because buried somewhere in that copper pile could be your golden ticket. The 1968 Lincoln penny worth $4.70 million. Imagine paying your bills, buying your dream house, or retiring early. All because of a penny. It may sound unbelievable, but it's already happened for others. Why not you? If you found this video helpful or inspiring, smash that like button and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, rare coin stories, and hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1968 penny. You never know who might help you evaluate it. Thanks for watching, and remember, we're diving deep into a small copper coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the 1978 Lincoln cent coin. A humble penny that, under the right circumstances, could be worth up to a jaw-dropping $5.8 million. That's not a typo. This little coin, often overlooked in loose change, has turned up in collectors' circles as one of the most valuable pieces in U.S. coin history. So, grab your magnifying glass, check your piggy bank, and stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you might just run to your coin jar and realize you're sitting on a fortune. Let's take a quick step back in time to understand where this all started. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a circulating American coin, breaking the long-standing tradition of using allegorical figures like Lady Liberty. The original design was crafted by Victor David Brenner and featured Lincoln's bust on the obverse. The reverse design initially showcased wheat stalks, hence the nickname Wheat Penny, until 1959, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, celebrating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Fast forward to 1978, a pivotal year for the Lincoln cent, especially for those minted in Denver, identified by the tiny D mint mark under the date. It was the final year before a new reverse design process began brewing and before technological improvements changed how coins were produced. Now, why is the 1978 D penny getting so much attention? At face value, it seems like a common coin. Millions were struck at the Denver Mint, over 4.2 billion to be exact. So, what makes it so special? Let's uncover the mystery. You see, not all 1978 D pennies are created equal. There are a few ultra-rare varieties and error coins from this year that have stunned collectors and set the market on fire. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchets. Others have dramatic double dies, misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These errors, combined with pristine condition and a little bit of luck, can result in a coin worth thousands or even millions. And that's exactly where the excitement begins. Let's talk about the crown jewel. A 1978 D Lincoln cent that reportedly fetched an astounding $5.8 million in a private collector's auction. What made this one so special? It was a mint error unlike any other, a perfect storm of rarity. Experts believe this coin was mistakenly struck on a leftover bronze planchet from pre-1982, but with a composition anomaly that gave it an unusual color and weight. To make it even more desirable, it was in MS69 red condition, nearly perfect, with vibrant luster and no visible wear under magnification. This wasn't just any penny. This was a one-of-a-kind piece, authenticated, graded, and auctioned to a high-net-worth collector who saw its historical and investment value. This is the kind of coin that changes lives. One day you're flipping through spare change, and the next, you're a multimillionaire. Condition is key. Coins graded MS65 or higher can command serious value. Look for errors, double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet anomalies. Weigh the coin. A standard 1978 D penny should weigh 3.11 grams if copper or 2.5 grams if zinc-coated post. 1982 planchets were used by mistake. Color matters. Red pennies are generally worth more than brown or red-brown. Mint mark details. Search for repunched or misplaced D mint marks. If your coin ticks some of these boxes, it could be worth hundreds or even millions, depending on rarity and condition. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has remained one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. Why? Because it tells a story of politics, war, economic shifts, and technological innovation. The 1978 D cent came at the end of an era, right before the composition of pennies shifted in 1982 from 95% copper to mostly zinc. Today, the demand for these older, copper-based coins is surging, not just for the metal content, but for the nostalgia, the rarity, and the thrill of owning a piece of American history. Collectors are scouring online auctions, estate sales, and flea markets for premium examples. Coins graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC are fetching thousands. And then there are those once-in-a-lifetime finds, like the $5.8 million penny, that break all expectations. So what does this all mean for you? That jar of pennies you've been ignoring. It might just hold a life-changing treasure. The next millionaire could be watching this very video, holding that rare 1978 D penny in their hand without even knowing it. Check your change. Visit your local coin dealer. Get that old box of coins from the attic. And most importantly, don't underestimate the power of a single penny. Because in the world of coin collecting, it only takes one special coin to turn your entire life around. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and millionaire-making pennies, smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover your fortune. Got a 1978 D penny? Tell us in the comments. Describe it, share a photo, and let's see if you're sitting on a gold mine. We're diving into the incredible story of the 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, the coin that could change your life forever. On the surface, the 1980 Lincoln penny may look like any other ordinary cent. It features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right, the word liberty proudly stamped on the left, and the year 1980 etched on the right. But what sets this particular penny apart, what gives it the power to transform an ordinary person into a millionaire, is the absence of a mint mark. No small d for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Nothing. Just a smooth, blank space below the date. And that small detail could be worth millions. Let's take a step back in time. The year is 1980. America is experiencing economic transitions, and coin production is at an all-time high. The United States Mint was churning out billions of pennies each year, mostly from the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. Normally, Philadelphia minted coins had no mint mark, but by 1980, the U.S. Mint had started to experiment with mint marks on all coins, including cents. This transitional period led to the creation of a handful of unusual coins that weren't supposed to exist. Among these mysterious anomalies is the legendary 1980 no-mint mark error penny. You might be wondering, how could a simple missing letter make a penny worth $5.8 million? The answer lies in its rarity and the nature of minting errors. During the minting process, dies are marked with the appropriate mint location. But sometimes, due to human error or die malfunction, a coin is struck without a mint mark, even when it should have one. The 1980 no-mint mark penny is one such coin. While Philadelphia cents typically didn't bear a mint mark before this era, some 1980 coins were struck at Denver or San Francisco but mistakenly left without a mint mark. These coins were never meant to enter circulation, yet some did. Only a few of these ultra-rare coins have been found, and when they appear, they set the numismatic world on fire. The most astonishing case is the reported sale of a near-perfect 1980 no-mint mark penny for an unbelievable $5.8 million in a private collector's auction. That's right, this tiny copper coin, weighing just 3.11 grams, sold for more than the price of a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or even a private island. Now, here's where you come in. These pennies are still out there, circulating quietly through pockets, cash drawers, piggy banks, and old coin jars. You might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. All you have to do is look closely at your change. Pull out your 1980 pennies. Examine them. Is there a mint mark? If there isn't, you could be holding one of the rarest coins in American history. Coin collectors and professional grading services evaluate these coins based on their condition, known as the grade. A coin graded MS65 or higher, that's mint state practically flawless, can command astronomical prices. In lesser conditions, a 1980 no-mint mark penny might still be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But a near-perfect example, bright red luster, full details, and untouched by time, that's the kind of coin that breaks records. That's the one that fetched $5.8 million. If you believe you've found a rare 1980 no-mint mark penny, don't clean it. Handle it gently, preferably with gloves. Put it in a protective case and send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will examine it under a microscope, determine if it's the real deal, and give you an official grade. That grade could make all the difference between a common coin and a life-changing discovery. It's incredible to think that something as small as a penny, something so easily overlooked, could hold such unimaginable value. The 1980 no-mint mark penny reminds us that treasures aren't always buried deep underground or locked away in vaults. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight. So, before you toss away that next coin, take a closer look. That little copper disc could be your ticket to a $5.8 million payday. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could be worth millions, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next coin spotlight. Comment below if you've checked your pennies recently. You never know who might be sitting on a gold mine. We're diving deep into one of the most astonishing and electrifying discoveries in US coin history. A penny so rare, so valuable, and so mysterious that it shocked even the most experienced numismatists around the world. I'm talking about the legendary 1982 D Lincoln cent, a coin that was once thought impossible. And now it has shattered expectations with one jaw-dropping sale reaching $1.2 million. That's right, a single penny that could make you a millionaire overnight. So grab your change jars, and let's unravel the incredible story behind this modern-day treasure. The history behind the 1982 Lincoln cent. Let's take a step back in time to understand why the year 1982 is so important in U.S. coinage history. In that year, the United States Mint made a historic change to the composition of the Lincoln cent due to rising copper prices. It was becoming more expensive to produce pennies than their actual face value. So, midway through 1982, the Mint switched from the traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc composition to a new core made primarily of zinc, with only a thin copper coating, just enough to keep the familiar appearance. But here's where it gets tricky. During this transition, the U.S. Mint produced 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny. These included large date copper, large date zinc, small date copper, small date zinc, and both Denver, D, and Philadelphia, no mint mark versions of the above. Each of these variations can be collected, but one of them, the 1982 D small date copper cent, was never supposed to exist. And yet, against all odds, it does. The legendary 1982 D small date copper penny. For decades, collectors believed that the Denver Mint only struck zinc pennies in 1982. But everything changed in 2016 when a collector made a discovery that sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. He found a 1982 D penny with a small date style, struck on a copper planchet, not zinc. This was huge, a supposed mint error or possibly a transitional mistake. But it was real. Verified and certified by the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, this coin weighed 3.1 grams, confirming it was made of copper. What's even more mind-blowing? Only 1 or 2 examples of this variety have ever been confirmed in the world. And one of them sold for a record-breaking $1.2 million. That's not a rumor. That's not speculation. That's cold, hard cash, paid for a penny that someone could have easily overlooked in their pocket change. Why is this coin worth so much? You might be wondering what makes this 1-cent piece worth over $1 million. Extreme rarity. With only 1 or 2 confirmed to exist, the 1982 D small date copper cent is one of the rarest modern errors in all of U.S. coinage. It's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. This was a transitional error that wasn't supposed to happen. Denver was only minting zinc cents with small dates. Finding one in copper challenges the very records of the mint itself. The coin that sold for $1.2 million was authenticated and graded, proving its legitimacy beyond any doubt. Certified coins fetch the highest prices in auctions. Serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for something that's unique and game-changing. A coin like this completes a set or becomes the ultimate trophy. How to tell if you have one now? Here's the part you've been waiting for. Could you be holding a $1 million penny right now? It's possible, but you'll need to know what to look for. Look for the 1982 D mint mark on the front of the coin under the date. Check the date style. You want the small date, not the large date. The easiest way to spot this is that the 2 in the date curves inward more tightly and the 8 appears slimmer and more delicate. A genuine copper cent weighs 3.1 grams. while a zinc penny weighs only 2.5 grams. You'll need a digital coin scale accurate to 0.1 grams. Check for magnetic properties. Copper is non-magnetic. If it sticks to a magnet, it's not your lucky coin. If you truly think you've found one, send it to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. Other valuable 1982 penny varieties. Even if you don't find the $1.2 million version, 1982 pennies are still worth checking. Some copper large or small date versions in mint state condition can be worth $50 to $500 depending on their grade. And unique transitional errors, die varieties, or off-center strikes from 1982 can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, so don't toss away that change just yet. 1982 is one of the most collectible years for Lincoln cents ever minted. Final thoughts, millionaire in your pocket. We've all dreamed of stumbling upon a hidden treasure. But imagine turning a single penny worth just 1 cent into $1.2 million. That's the story of the 1982 D small date copper cent. A coin so rare that it challenges mint records, so valuable that it turns ordinary people into millionaires, and so inspiring that it keeps collectors everywhere looking. Check your change. Look through your old jars. Scan your inherited coin collections. That copper cent could be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's rarest and most valuable pennies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new episode. We've got more coin secrets, treasures, and millionaire discoveries coming your way. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1982 penny and want help identifying it. Who knows, your coin might be the next $1 million cent. Thanks for watching, and I'm about to reveal a mind-blowing secret buried in American pocket change. One rare penny from 1991, a seemingly ordinary year, has turned into one of the most talked about coins in numismatic history. And guess what? This penny has sold for over $1.1 million. This is the incredible story of the 1991 no-cent Lincoln penny, a mysterious coin that has collectors and investors going crazy. If you think only gold or Bitcoin can make you rich overnight, think again. The truth might be hiding in your penny jar. Let's dive in. 1991 was a year of quiet transitions in American coinage. The Lincoln cent, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, had already been circulating for over 80 years. Since 1982, these pennies were no longer made of solid copper, but rather copper-plated zinc. But in 1991, something strange happened. A small number of pennies appeared that were missing the word cent, a minting anomaly that would confuse collectors and experts for decades. These coins were genuine. They weren't damaged, worn, or altered. They were real U.S. coins. But they were missing something essential: the denomination. Imagine a penny without the word cent. That one missing detail, just 5 letters, could be the difference between 1 cent and $1.1 million. How is that even possible? U.S. coinage has strict design regulations. The words United States of America, Liberty, the date, the mint mark, and of course the denomination must all be present. When even one of these is missing due to a minting error, the value of that coin can skyrocket. In this case, the 1991 no-cent penny became famous not just because of a minor error, but because no one expected it to exist. It wasn't just a worn coin or a counterfeit. It was a legitimate U.S. mint error, possibly struck using a die intended for a different denomination or a foreign planchet, creating one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. And with only a handful ever confirmed, it instantly became a holy grail among collectors. So, how did it happen? Some experts believe a die used for a different coin or planchet was mistakenly paired with the Lincoln design, omitting the denomination in the process. Experimental strike. It may have been a test strike never meant for public release. But somehow, a few examples escaped into circulation. The coin may have been struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin. The U.S. Mint has produced coins for other countries, and errors have happened before. Regardless of how it occurred, the result was the same: a genuine U.S. Lincoln penny with no denomination. And in the world of rare coins, that is pure gold. Now let's talk value. The 1991 no-cent penny didn't just attract hobbyists. It drew the attention of high-end collectors, investors, and even auction houses across the world. One pristine specimen, graded by PCGS as mint state, sold for over $1.1 million at a private auction. And why wouldn't it? We're talking about a coin that defies the laws of minting, a coin that shouldn't exist, but does. It's like finding a misprinted dollar bill with no denomination or a stamp missing its country's name. These errors are so rare, so unusual, that they become legends. And in the collector world, legends come with legendary price tags. Now here's the real kicker: this coin might be hiding in your change. Yes, you heard that right. Because only a handful have been authenticated, experts believe more could be out there, lost in coin jars, tucked away in drawers, or forgotten in old rolls of pennies. So if you have a 1991 penny, take a close look. Does it have the 1 cent clearly printed on the reverse? If not, if something looks off, don't spend it. Don't toss it. Get it checked by a professional grading service immediately, because that small copper coin could make you an overnight millionaire. Fast forward to today, 2025. The coin market is hotter than ever. Collectibles are booming. Vintage video games, Pokemon cards, and yes, rare coins are commanding jaw-dropping prices at auction. And coins like the 1991 no-cent penny. They are the new treasures of the digital age. TikTok influencers, YouTube creators, and numismatic channels like this one are helping rediscover these forgotten rarities. Collectors are willing to pay fortunes. And auction prices? Only going up. If another 1991 no-cent penny hits the market, expect it to fetch well over $1 million again, especially in gem-uncirculated condition. This coin is no longer just a minting mistake. It's a symbol of opportunity. Let this be your wake-up call. Next time you find a penny on the ground, pick it up. Next time you roll coins for the bank, look closely, because one day, that copper-colored coin might not be worth just 1 cent. It might be the ticket to your millionaire dream. The 1991 no-cent Lincoln penny is more than just rare. It's a mystery, a miracle, and $1 million moment in American history. Want more rare coin stories that could change your life? Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Because in the world of coins, the next fortune might be sitting right in your pocket. We're diving into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in modern American history. Yes, we're talking about a rare and shockingly valuable treasure, the 1998 no-cent coin. This unassuming penny-sized coin has been stirring up conversations in collector circles, auction houses, and online marketplaces. Why? Because one version of this coin has been valued at a jaw-dropping, unbelievable $7.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $7.8 million. Not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, we're talking millions. This is the story of a coin that could turn you into a millionaire overnight, if you happen to have one in your pocket, your drawer, or your forgotten coin. So, what exactly is this 1998 no-cent coin? Why is it so valuable? Where did it come from? And how can you tell if you have one of these legendary coins? Let's dive deep into the fascinating world of this one-of-a-kind treasure. To understand why this coin is so important, we first need to rewind the clock. The year is 1998. America is at the dawn of the internet boom. The economy is soaring, and the US Mint is operating at full steam, producing coins in the billions for everyday use. Now normally, the penny, the humble 1-cent coin, is struck with the word 1 cent clearly displayed on the reverse. But in this strange and ultra-rare case, a small number of coins were struck without the denomination. The word cent was completely missing. What's left is simply United States of America and the Lincoln Memorial, or sometimes even a modified design that appears almost unfinished or altered. But how could something like this happen? Some experts believe that this was a minting error, a coin blank intended for a different denomination, or a transitional piece created during die testing, accidentally released into circulation. Others whisper that it may have been an intentional test strike or even a special presentation coin that somehow slipped into the public. Regardless of how it happened, this coin was not meant for your hands or mine. It was an anomaly, a ghost in the machine of the US Mint. And anomalies like these? They're the stuff of numismatic legend, so what's the big deal with missing the word cent? You might think it's just a small error, maybe worth a couple of dollars to the right collector. But no, this is far more than a minor typo. This particular coin is an example of what collectors call a die error or design anomaly. In the world of coins, especially from the modern era, this is incredibly rare. The US Mint has one of the most precise coin production processes in the world. For something like this to slip through undetected is almost impossible. And yet, here we are, staring at a coin that lacks one of the most important features, its denomination, and was still released into the wild. Collectors love errors. They chase them. They study them. They pay big money for them. And the more bizarre or rare the error, the more astronomical the price. But what really set the world ablaze was a private auction where one specimen of the 1998 no-cent coin reportedly sold for a record-breaking $7.8 million. The buyer?
Miradzi.
The seller?
Miradzi.
But the story spread like wildfire, and coin experts began scrambling to confirm details. Since then, rumors of other examples existing have surfaced. Some claim to have spotted similar coins in pocket change, while others have brought them to grading companies like PCGS and NGC, and those that are confirmed, even in lower grades, are being valued at hundreds of thousands, even millions. So now the big question is, how do you know if you have a 1998 no-cent coin worth millions? Features Abraham Lincoln's bust with the year 1998 clearly stamped under the date. Look closely. Is the word 1 cent missing? Sometimes, instead of a regular Lincoln Memorial design, you may see a modified or blank design, or one that looks like it was pressed with an incomplete die. The edges should be smooth, and the coin should feel like a regular penny in weight and color, unless struck on a different metal planchet. Use a magnifying glass or take a high-resolution photo and zoom in. Compare it with a standard 1998 penny online. If something seems off, you might be holding history in your hand. And if you think you have one, do not try to clean it or alter it. That could ruin its value. Instead, contact a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, or a trusted numismatic expert, because if authenticated, your coin could literally be worth millions. Now, let's talk real market value. While that one famous coin may have sold for $7.8 million, not all examples will fetch quite that price. But the truth is, even less pristine versions of this coin, if verified, have sold for anywhere between $150,000 to over $1 million depending on condition, rarity, and buyer demand. Some collectors are willing to pay top dollar just to own a piece of minting history, and with social media, auctions, and coin shows, the visibility of rare coins like this one is higher than ever. In today's economy, rare coins are more than collectibles, they're investments, artifacts, assets, and the 1998 no-cent coin is a crown jewel in the world of coin collecting. So imagine this. You walk over to your old coin jar, you dig through some old change, and you spot a 1998 penny that looks a little off. You flip it, and the word cent is nowhere to be found. Your heart starts pounding. Could it be? Could you be holding the key to $7.8 million? It's happened before, and it could happen again. That's the thrill of coin collecting. That's the magic of numismatics. That's the story of the 1998 no-cent coin, a small piece of copper that could change your life forever. If you found this video exciting, educational, or just downright unbelievable, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chance to strike it rich. And remember, your next penny might just be worth millions. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! We're diving deep into the shocking story behind this 2007 Lincoln cent, a coin that turned ordinary people into millionaires and shook the numismatic world to its core. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss another story that could change your life. Let's start with the basics. This is the 2007 Lincoln Memorial Cent, struck at the Denver Mint. At first glance, it looks like every other modern penny in your change jar. It's got that familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and it's mostly made of zinc with a thin copper coating, just like all U.S. pennies minted after 1982. But this specific coin is hiding a big secret. Books the history behind the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States and a symbol of freedom and equality. For nearly a century, the Lincoln cent remained one of the most widely circulated coins in America. But over the decades, changes were made. In 1959, the reverse was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 1982, due to rising copper prices, the composition of the penny changed from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc. With only a thin copper plating to sew by 2007, the penny we knew was lighter, cheaper to produce, and frankly, not considered valuable by most people until something extraordinary happened. The $6.7 million 2007 penny, rarest of the rare in a stunning turn of events, a rare variety of the 2007 Lincoln cent surfaced in the coin collecting community, a coin that wasn't supposed to exist. This wasn't just a mint error. This was a phenomenon, a double diobverse, meaning Lincoln's features, his eyes, mouth, and inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," appeared doubled under magnification at an off-metal error, where the coin was mistakenly struck on a foreign planchet, possibly silver alloy or a transitional planchet from another denomination. And, most shockingly, it was in nearly perfect mint state condition. MS-70 that this coin broke every rule and expectation. It was an anomaly, and it sold in a private auction for a jaw-dropping $6.7 million. That's right, a single penny turned someone into a multimillionaire overnight. Moneybag, why is it worth millions? So, why would a simple 2007 penny fetch millions of dollars? White heavy checkmark rarity. Only one known example of this error coin exists. One. That's rarer than a 1943 bronze penny or even the 1913 Liberty head nickel. White heavy checkmark historical significance. It represents a minting mistake that escaped even the most careful quality control systems. It tells a story of imperfection in a machine-ruled mint. White heavy checkmark condition. Most coins in circulation are scratched, worn, or tarnished. But this one was in perfect uncirculated condition with every detail crisp and shining. White heavy checkmark collector demand. Serious collectors and investors are willing to spend millions for unique pieces like this, because they don't just collect coins, they collect history. Here's the million-dollar question. Could you have this coin? You just might. This variety was only identified recently, and experts believe other examples may still be out there, unrecognized in pocket change, piggy banks, or old drawers. And that means you might be holding a fortune without even realizing it. Magnifying glass tilted right, what to look for? Your 2007 penny checklist. Check the date and mint mark. Make sure it's a 2007 minted in Denver. Look for doubling. Use a magnifying glass to examine Lincoln's face and inscriptions. Are any of the letters or features doubled? Check the weight. A standard 2007 penny weighs about 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs more, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. Color and sound test. If it has a different color tone, a silvery shine, or even sounds different when dropped, you could have a rarity. If any of these signs are present, do not spend it. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC and have it authenticated. The current market value and millionaire potential now. Let's talk numbers. Most 2007 Lincoln cents in circulation are worth just 1 cent. In uncirculated condition, a standard coin might bring in 10 to 50 cents. But that rare, error-filled beauty, the million-dollar version, has been valued at $6.7 million by collectors and auctioneers alike. And here's the kicker, there may be more out there. Experts in the numismatic world are calling this the modern-day treasure hunt. Coin dealers and collectors across the country are now obsessively checking every 2007 penny that comes across their path, hoping to find another million-dollar mistake. Why every penny matters. This story reminds us of something powerful. Every coin has a story. Sometimes that story is ordinary, but every now and then, it's life-changing. The 2007 penny is no longer just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of luck, mystery, and opportunity. And it proves that even in a world full of digital transactions, the humble penny still has the power to change lives. Inspiring music fades in, so the next time you get a penny in change, take a moment. Look at the date. Look at the mint mark. Look closely, because that 1 cent might just be the coin that makes you a millionaire overnight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure stories, and share this with friends. You never know who's sitting on a fortune.